And let me
Because
make a
maybe
point here, please.
when you tell your parent that he slapped me, they will start escalating it, like after slapping,
How
beating,
can you slap your
hitting.
wife? How can you slap your wife?
I'm just giving
It's
an
an example.
example.
Give
I'm just
another
giving an
example.
But
example.
Don't
it's a
use
terrible
slap, please.
example, actually.
Yes, don't use slap, please. Give
Yeah,
me.
you don't
Point
slap
of correction. Thank you.
a woman.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
okay.
it's not fair,
Let's
even
just assume that
Islamically.
something
You cannot
happened
marry.
and you can't
Mm.
talk about
So
it.
they'll start escalating it.
Yeah.
So I think at any time, husband should give room for communication between
Yes,
you and your
because
wife.
No, I think the both of them. And one thing that I
Mm,
think we neglect in marriage is being intentional about it. In a week, try to agree upon a time that the two of you are going to sit down and have
mm,
intentional communication. In a
which
week,
is very difficult
it's
nowadays.
very important. This
And
create
it's very
that
difficult
space,
nowadays.
maybe it can be on the
Mm,
weekends, it can be any time of the day. Make it intentional
mm,
that, okay, at this time we are going to review our life
mm,
over the week.
mm, mm.
Like a
I'm
weekly
sorry to say this, but the
evaluation.
men, I'm sorry to say this, but the
Now,
husbands, they don't like you telling them their
yeah,
problems.
they are so stubborn
In most
sometimes, I know.
cases, yes, they are defensive. They don't
And
like you telling
also,
them their
that is
problems.
why I talked about the approach. Like I talked earlier when we started, we talked about
Yes.
the emotional intelligence
The
that
approach
most
Wallahi,
men
matters.
lack.
sometimes there is nothing to do. Let me tell you something. This
Yeah.
is like clearly it's coming directly from me.
No.
My husband is someone that maybe if I want to say this is wrong, he will frown his face completely. At the moment, maybe we'll be laughing, saying
Yeah.
so many things. I'll be gisting him. He will eat my sweet food. But whenever I say, please, I want us to discuss over this, then he will be like,
Yeah.
he will completely change at the time.
Most men try to avoid conversations
Yes,
actually. They don't know
yes.
how to approach such conversations, which is it's something that they have to learn. Yes. It's a life skill that they have to learn. Communication, effective communication. And not just
And
communicating to reply, but communicating to understand. Listening,
but there,
being there to understand.
listen.
And let me
Yes,
say
and
something
sometimes,
very peculiar
okay,
about women, for example. When women address or when women table their problems to men or to their husbands, in most cases, it's not because they want a solution, it's just because they want to be listened to. Do you understand? They just want you to listen to them.
some
It's not
cases.
all the problems
But
of a woman that needs
when you
solution. They don't
understand,
need
that's
it.
why when
You see? So men are
that
lacking in that
understanding
understanding as well. Just listen to your
is
wife.
very important because
Yes. Create
sometimes
that
this
space
is
that she
when
can listen you can listen to her. Now.
sometimes like I will like ask him, I want us to discuss over this, and maybe he will not want to discuss over it. But sometimes I can just come and say so many things to him. He might not like reply me, but his actions will tell me that like he has take everything into consideration and he's doing like a lot to change it.
Okay. So I think
So
when you say you want to discuss, I think he takes it as if it is a confrontation. But when
yes,
it
it's
is
a
just
confrontation, and
casually, he takes
he
it
doesn't want me to
lightly.
confront him.
He takes it, he absorbs it
Yeah, but
better when it is
sometimes
not a
maybe
confrontation.
when we are, even if it's not lightly, even if I'm angry, but I speak things out,
Okay?
he might not want to like talk back to me, but he will take them into consideration
Yeah.
and he will address the issues.
Yeah, of course.
So now it's like we have to understand our men, and for the men, we have to understand our women.
Of course.
Because sometimes we're making this as like this mistake of maybe I have a sister, this is what works for her, then I'll carry that in and apply it
Yeah, of
to
course.
my
That is why
like to
every
my way of
marriage is
life, to
unique.
my husband.
Yeah.
Yes, every marriage is
Every
unique.
marriage is
Yes,
unique. The dynamic is
yes,
unique.
every marriage.
Yes, you can. It's not like paracetamol that you use for headache. No, every marriage is unique. So the approach in every marriage is also unique. Yeah, it's very important. So at least the men, that is one thing that we are lacking is learning how to communicate effectively with our wives.
Yes,
It's
this
very
is true.
important. It's very important.
Yes.
A lot of men keep their wife in what we call the state of limbo. Limbo, that is, leave them in suspense. Maybe they said they want to communicate or maybe about a decision, the men refuse to address it actually. So it becomes a problem. You don't know where you stand with him on that issue. Yeah,
This is
so
true.
we should try to
And sometimes
learn
you just
these
need a yes
skills
or a no.
now. Or maybe we should try
This is true.
organizing a workshop about learning how to communicate effectively with our
Communicate.
partners.
In marriage.
In
Yes, this
marriage, yeah,
is
of
true.
course. To understand, not just to respond, to understand. Just sit down there, listen, so that the partner
And
understands,
the
yes,
women,
he is
we
listening
have
to me.
a serious problem with listening sometimes. Maybe
Mm.
when you
Good.
finish
And,
talking
and
and he
it's, I
wants to
think
reply,
it's very
and he
wrong.
wants to reply, he
No,
will say this is this, and you will say no, it's not that. Then you will be like interfering,
of
jumping in.
course.
Yes, so
Uh-huh.
And
it's a
also, when you
problem.
are communicating
I'm,
with your partner, you have to be there.
I'm happy. I'm happy you are saying this yourself.
I'm
Okay?
not selfish. I'm not selfish. I know who we are. I know who
No,
you are.
I said I'm happy you are saying this
Yes.
Yeah.
yourself.
Okay?
I wanted to say it still. Sometimes the women are very hard to
They are
respond
Yes.
or
difficult to talk
communicate.
to.
They
Okay? That is why you have to learn
they
how
only
to.
communicate with you when they want something or when they are right. When they are right, yes, they want to discuss with you. Or when you want to talk to them on something different to correct
Yeah.
them or discuss about something that they don't, the way they respond just like Malam, they
Yeah.
just end the discussion.
They don't want to be.
So
They don't
it's
want
not
to.
as if men,
Mm,
not as if men don't want to communicate with them, but they are very hard to communicate with.
of
That's
course.
just
Of course.
yes.
Especially when they believe they are right.
Maybe there
Yes,
is that communication.
actually.
Of course. So you have to understand that. Yeah, and you approach it with wisdom. Yes, and techniques. Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Yeah, there are
That's just it.
techniques.
And as I said earlier, the ability to tolerate
Tolerate, of course.
and
Tolerance
accommodate.
is very important. Compassion. Yeah, it's very important. Understanding as
And
well.
when she's angry, like do the hugging. I'm sorry, as you said earlier.
All
I know
right.
it's my mistake. Like accept the mistake.
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
All right. So I think we have talked enough tonight. So shall we leave the rest for tomorrow, inshallah? So I think at this point, except if anyone
Yes,
has
but
a
we have to
final.
say like something to conclude the finding the right partner.
Yeah. Okay. So
At least a summary or
should
something.
we have a recap of what we discussed? Yeah. In finding the right partner, like we said, you should know yourself first, and you should try to be that person that you are looking for. Yeah, that is, if you are looking for the right partner, make sure that you are also in the right position to be the right partner for another person. Yeah, and also you should have your own standards. That is the what you really want in a relationship, whether as a man or as a woman. Yeah, it's not only about I want to get married to this person. No, what exactly do you want? And like I said, what you want or what you need is not what you actually think you want or need. As for a man, what you want is someone that will understand you, someone that will respect you, someone that will add value to your life, someone that can be able to support you. Yeah, someone that you feel that yes, that person always has your back as a partner. And as a woman, what you actually need is someone that values you, someone that that recognizes your importance and understands you as well. Yes, it's very important that we don't take marriage just scratching the surface of the marriage and we think, okay, this is exactly what we want. It goes deeper than that. It's not just about, okay, this I love this person and I want to get married. No, we should try to have those understanding and having meaningful conversations before the marriage itself. Yes, around important topics. What type of family dynamic do we want to build together? What type of scenario? Important questions. Ask those questions. And maybe, if, for example, maybe the person, maybe let's say that there are situations whereby a woman or a man is married before and now he's not married, so he now wants to get married to another woman. Maybe he divorced his first wife, So why did he divorce his first wife in the first place? That's
This is
something that we didn't even touch on. Yeah. Let's assume that he was married before, but now he's not married. So now he wants to get married to you. Okay, you should ask. Don't just be happy that, okay, now I have someone that is getting married to me. No. Why did he leave his first wife?
the first
Was
one.
it her
Yes, it
fault?
is.
Was it his fault? Was it something? Was it a marriage that they tried but they could not salvage the relationship? So they just had to call it quits? You should be able to know what was the reason. And this is not just you asking, you have to make your own what? Research about such a person. Yes, you see a man marrying women more than maybe marrying 7 times, and none of the wives are at home, and then he goes on to the next, and you are happy about it. It's the same cycle will repeat itself over and over. So we have to have such conversations. Maybe as a woman, maybe you are divorced or you are divorced for some reason, or maybe if someone comes, you should be able to tell that person that, okay, this is my situation, this is what happened in my previous relationship, and this is what I want now. Yes, these are the things that I can be able to tolerate, and these are the things that I can be able to tolerate. For example, you should
You
have
tolerate,
those
yes.
standards, those must-haves for yourself. Yes, and you should be able to demand those things. It's not about being selfish. No, it's about looking deeper into what will facilitate the both of you being together for as long as life permits. Yeah, so that's it. So these are just the some of the important things that I think we should take out of this. Then we talked about the in-law dynamics and all that. So that was just an added conversation. Actually, it wasn't on our agenda tonight. So by tomorrow, inshallah,
Yes,
like
it
we said,
wasn't.
we are going to talk about the that is when the marriage starts to decline. That is down the hill up to the
What
topic
did
of
you rate?
polygamy and betrayal and all that and all it entails, inshallah. So I think it's been a wonderful conversation, even though the turn up wasn't what we expected, but alhamdulillah, we have still made something out of it. So that's what matters. So if we have any final notes, then I think we should make them so that we call it a day, inshallah. Malam Junaid, do you have any final contribution as a married man? No.
Well, my little contribution is what I've said earlier.
No.
We should not have the ability to tolerate and
Yeah.
accommodate one another.
Of course, of
Because
course.
Tolerance.
Marriage is all about
you
patience.
never get
Yeah, and
married.
tolerance.
Yes, you never get a marriage that is 100%.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
for the little you never expected, just accommodate
Yeah,
it,
and
overlook.
of course, and the
You
point
want,
that
you
you
want,
made
you
earlier
want.
that after marriage is different from before marriage. You know
Yes.
Before
that
marriage,
thought,
yes.
99%, 95% is imagination before marriage. 5% is the reality. So that reality tends
Yes,
to
that's
manifest itself after marriage, you know? Yeah. So,
Exactly.
yeah, that idea that we have of the marriage is just imagination before the marriage. Yeah, so the
Yes.
5% is the real before marriage. So now the 95% reveals itself after marriage. So,
And the
so
marriage.
yeah, that is what happens. Yeah, so that's it.
So I think that's all I have to say
Thank you very
for
much.
tonight.
Thank you very much, Malam Junaid. Now, Malam Aisha, any final notes?
I'll just maybe add a little thing.
Okay.
We should, like, the people seeking for marriage,
No,
they should be patient enough
of course.
to tolerate. Yes, so it comes back to tolerance. So we should be patient enough to tolerate and open enough to
Yeah.
communicate. Yes, we should be open enough
No.
and look at the things that you know they are going to work for you, as you mentioned earlier, and the things that you know that are not going to
Yeah,
work for you. So
that
be
is
truthful.
valuing the
Truthful
things
and
that matter,
sincere.
not the things that don't matter.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Malam
I
Mariam,
think this is it.
any final notes? Thank you very much, Malam Aisha. Any final notes, Malam Mariam?
You're welcome.
Uh, just say Jazakumullahu khair. It was an interesting
Ameen.
program.
Thank you.
Hmm.
You're very
Thank you very much. Malam Isa?
Actually, my final note is not every careful of the decision we make because there will be a reaction back. So every decision we take, we know that the outcome is able to take what the action is.
We should what?
We should be able to take the outcome since we made the decision.
Outcome of our decisions.
Oh,
And
yeah,
the
of
outcome
course.
is about
Yeah. That is when you make a decision, you know that you are making it now and forever. So deal with it. Yeah. Take responsibility and deal with it. Yeah. Don't just start invoking divorce because of a tiny problem. Yeah. Yeah. Approach your problems responsibly. Yeah. And tolerate, of course, each other. Yeah. Malan Ishaq, do you have any contribution? Thank you very much, Malan Isa. Malan Ishaq, any final contribution?
Yes, Imam.
No.
I would like to call attention that you should know who you marry and who will marry you. And if you try to be too transparent according to Aisha,
Of course.
and we should also know the requirement and the qualities for someone that you are going to marry.
Definitely, it's
Because
very important.
our hope is that any marriage should last forever.
Of course. And couples
last
should
forever.
thrive in marriage, not just surviving in marriage. Yeah. Not
Of course.
not
So that's
making
all I
marriage
have.
like a hard work. Yeah.
Yes, that's all I have.
Or
Thank you very
drudgery,
much.
yeah.
Jazakumullahu khairan.
No, thank you very
Jaza.
much. Thank you very much, Malam Ishaq.
You're welcome.
No,
You're welcome.
Malama Ruqayya, is it?
Ruqayya, I'm seeing Nasib Abdullah
Oh,
Musa.
Nasib, okay. Malam Nasib hasn't said anything. I don't know whether he's still there. But I think Malama Ruqayya, are you the one that asked the question? ABC? Yo, okay, so do you have any final contribution to make?
should reflect so what you said earlier. If you want good, be good. So don't expect something good when you're bad.
Yeah, of course. So we talked about your question at length. So I don't know whether you got the answer correctly. You're talking about a situation whereby before marriage, right?
You
Now?
said she got it.
Okay, so she got it? Okay. Okay. All right. So I think we should. So inshallah by tomorrow the same time, the link will still be active by tomorrow. So thank you very much for joining in on this talk. It's been a wonderful talk. So thank you very much, and I wish you all the best, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
Very
barakatuh.
impressive. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.